UFC 293 delivered last night, and I know I need some help with this and for you to understand, but Sean Strickland is the new UFC middleweight champion. Sean Strickland is the champion of the world in the middleweight division, and that's hard to comprehend for a lot of people. That's going to be a hard pill to swallow. Israel Adesanya came into this fight as a negative 625 favorite. Sean Strickland was a plus 400 underdog. And the result of the fight is what stops everybody in their tracks and just leaves everybody speechless, right? I have to apologize. I did say Israel Adesanya was going to win by whatever he wanted. He was going to decapitate Sean Strickland in there. And boy, am I wrong. And I think that's why we all love the sport. I think that's why we all gravitate towards combat sports and mixed martial arts, because anything could happen on any given day. And I think when you gamble on someone like Israel Adesanya, what that seems like a sure win, these are the things that happen. And that's why we all love this sport so much. When this decision came out, 49-46 Sean Strickland, the first thing I did was think back to the upsets in the UFC. And the first ones that come to mind: Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey; Matt Serra, George St. Pierre; Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman; Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena; Luke Rockhold, Michael Bisping; TJ Dillashaw, Renan Barao. And I'm thinking about all those moments, which for most of them, I was watching those fights, and I think they all got finishes. That's the big difference. So here we see Sean Strickland go up against debatably the best middleweight of all time, and we don't see a finish. We didn't see that first round finish. We didn't see an early ref stoppage. We didn't see a debatable move or a mistake by Israel Adesanya. No, we saw 5 rounds of Sean Strickland outclassing Israel Adesanya. And I think that's why UFC 293 will be so memorable. I think that is why this is the biggest upset in UFC history. And I'm going to stand by that. Luke Thomas made that comment on Twitter. He says there was no early stoppages. There was no stoppage. It was not a fluke. It was a 49-46 decision for Sean Strickland, and I think that means so much more. And on Izzy's side, someone who's so mobile, so fluid with his movements, so elusive, someone who's great at using his feints, the fact that a world champion like him could not land any shots on Sean Strickland just shows you how good our current champion is. He's different. He stands upright. There's not a lot of power behind his punches. Modified Philly shell. He looks like he's almost giving everybody a perfect opening at his head. Somehow, the best, debatably the best, middleweight champion of the world could not touch him. And I really thought it was going to be Alex Pereira versus Sean Strickland too. It's what makes sense. And somehow, we don't get there. And what I respect so much is that Sean Strickland had his own game plan, stuck to it. It was effective. And his coaching staff on the side was telling him, hey, Israel Adesanya is snake charming you, which for the second round was true. They said, utilize your body shots, utilize wrestling, but it never happened. Sean Strickland didn't find the need to do that because he was so comfortable where he was. He even said in the press conference at certain times he felt like he was fighting an amateur, which is a bizarre thing to say, fighting Israel Adesanya. But you have to believe it. And for the 5th round, for the last 20, 30 seconds, Sean Strickland puts his hands down and he says, let's fight. It was a right here and now or nothing for Israel Adesanya. He needed a finish, and he knew that. And when Sean Strickland was standing at the middle of the octagon, Israel Adesanya chose to back off, round the octagon, not engage, not strike with him. And that goes to show you how bad of a man Sean Strickland is. So my formal apologies. I cannot believe this is real. Hats off to him. Crocodile Dundee hat off to him. Sean Strickland is the new champ. It is well deserved. He's a hell of a champion. I think that this is the biggest upset of UFC history. I want to know what you think. Be sure to subscribe, guys. A lot of videos coming your way. It's been a pleasure. This is why we love MMA. Have a good one.